Government Television. Welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Okay, board to reconvene. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Peters.
Here.
Supervisor Scribner.
Here.
Supervisor Flores.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the Tuesday, July 18th, 2023, 2 p.m. session of the Kern County Board of Supervisors. I have a quick chairman's announcement to make. Day in closed session regarding item number 44 of this morning's agenda. I'm pleased to report by unanimous 5-0 vote, the Board of Supervisors appointed Joshua Champlin as our next Director of Public Works, effective August 5th, 2023. Mr. Champlin has led our Public Works Department as the interim director since March 15th of this year. Mr. Champlin is a South High graduate and received his civil engineering degree at UC Davis. After graduation, he worked in development in the private sector, began working as a design engineer for the Kern County Roads Department in 2007, and became a licensed professional engineer in 2008. Mr. Champlin has worked in many capacities that include design, maintenance, construction, and new development oversight. He served as an assistant director of public works overseeing survey, development, county service areas, code compliance, and the building department from August of 2022 until his interim director appointment in March. Mr. Champlin has the experience, skill set, and diligence required for this important leadership position. The board is looking forward to continuing to work with Mr. Champlin in his new permanent role, and we'd like to give him an opportunity to say a few words. Come on up.
Thank you, Supervisors Couch, Scribner, Peters, Perez, and Chairman Flores. I've enjoyed my time over the last several months as the interim. It has great challenges in this position, but it comes with many rewarding opportunity. I'd like to begin by thanking my parents, Robert and Linda, for always instilling me a diligent work ethic. I'd also like to thank my wife, Jessica, who always provides encouragement and wise counsel. I'd like to note that my family's in attendance today, my wife, Jessica, as well as my son, Jackson, and my daughter, Joy. I especially want to give honor to the one who guides me, Jesus Christ, who has placed my feet on this path. I ask for this board's prayers as I strive to be a servant leader to the members of my team and bring outstanding customer service to the public. Thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to working with each of you for years to come.
Amen. Congratulations. God bless you and your family. Okay. This time we'll hear from County Counsel Margot Rizon for a report on actions taken in closed session.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. In addition to item number 44 from the closed session agenda, you also heard and considered items 45 through 49, and there is no reportable action.
Okay, thank you. This time we'll be considering the consent agenda. There's agendas here at the back of the room for anyone wishing to follow along. All items listed with a CA above the item number are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. Consent items will be considered first and may be approved by one motion. If a member of the audience wishes to comment or ask questions regarding an item on the consent agenda, they may do so prior to a vote being taken. A member of the board may remove any item from the consent agenda, and it will be considered in listed sequence with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the board concerning the item before action is taken. At this time, I'll read the consent agenda items. On page 2, items 3, 4, 5, and 6. On page 3, items 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. On page 4, items 12, 13, and for item 14, I have a correction to read into the record. Item 14 has been changed to the language of the proposed agreement to insert the words commitment to jurisdictionally specific to the top of page 2. The sentence beginning on the bottom of the page 1 shall now read, the MOU recognizes that the city of Bakersfield and county of Kern are aligned in their commitment to jurisdictionally specific sustainability and climate action efforts, and that any potential implementation activities resulting from this grant will be beneficial to both agencies and community members. And this item stays on consent. Proceeding on consent, items 15, 16, 17, and 18. On page 5, items 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 through 26, and 27. On page 6, items 28 through 34. On page 7, item 35 is now off consent. On items 36 through 41, and on page 8, items 42 through 45. Is there any member of the public that would like to comment on any of the consent items? Please come forward. Now's the time. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dennis Fox,
Good afternoon.
and I'd like to comment on item 10,
Yes, sir.
and it has to do with bus stops. And I have a thing about bus stops. They're painted, where the bus stop is, there's a sign that's painted up, that's painted blue on one side. So a person that's coming from the other side looking for the bus stop can't find it. So I was just thinking about working on them. They take a little spray can and spray that. It's not the biggest thing, but it helps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Those, just for edification, most of the bus stops in the county or in the city metro are maintained by GET, Golden Empire Transit, and we will forward that suggestion to them. So thank you, Mr. Fox. Any members of our board that would like to comment on the consent agenda?
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to request item 27, the update on emergency projects for Tank Park and Isabella and Riverside Park and Kernville be removed from the consent agenda.
Okay, so removed. Okay. Okay. This time I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion on the remainder of the consent agenda.
Thank you. Motion on consent?
Second.
Second. Members cast your vote.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. Okay, now this moves to item number 1, public presentations. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any matter not on the agenda but under the jurisdiction of the board. Board members may respond briefly to statements made or questions posed. They may ask a question for clarification, make a referral to staff for factual information, or request staff to report back to the board at a later meeting. Also, the board may take action to direct the staff to place a matter of business at a future agenda. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes. Please state and spell your name before making your presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ralph Robles. I am a veteran. At the last meeting, I requested answers to a list of questions that I had not received any response to. Just now, I got the response I had requested, which calls for follow-up questions. For one, very first one was, how many ballots were sent to invalid addresses? The response is none. Are you going to tell me that of the thousands of ballots that you mailed out, not a single one was returned as undeliverable? 2, how many ballots were harvested? Again, we do not have the information as we have no way to track it because it is permissible. No, it is not. Ballot harvesting is permissible. Ballot trafficking is not. You need a system of tracking whether or not a ballot has been harvested. And it's very easy to do because any ballot that is harvested requires a signature from the voter to authorize someone to deliver it for them. Very simple to check. Another one was how many ballots were sent to addresses with unusually large numbers of voters. Again, no answer really, because you don't track it. It's very easy to have someone do just a forensic check on your voter roster. In fact, you could do it with an app. How many ballots counted were from nursing facilities? Again, no records. Again, a simple app would give you the answer. How many names were purged from the rolls before this latest election? We do not track this information.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Robles. Your time has expired. Thank you, though.
Got a lot of questions about this, folks.
Well,
A lot of questions.
We'll have you'll have many opportunities to come and address our board. Thank you, sir. Okay, at this time, it's board member announcements or reports. Okay, seeing none, we'll move to item number 19 under County Administrative Office. This is a proposed agreement with Mr. James Zervis for the position of Chief Administrative Officer from August 15th, 2023 through August 4th, 2028. And Mr. Ryan Alsop, would you please lead staff's presentation?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. It's my pleasure to have Mr. Wiebe of our office provide you this presentation.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Wiebe.
Good afternoon, Chairman Flores, members of the board. Jason Wiebe with the County Administrative Office. This item seeks your approval for an employment agreement with your incoming Chief Administrative Officer, James Zervis. Last month, your board on June 20th approved the appointment of Mr. Zervis as Kern County's next Chief Administrative Officer effective August 5th. Mr. Zervis will replace our current Chief Administrative Officer, Mr. Ryan Alsop, after nearly 7 years of outstanding leadership, and we'll expand upon that, I'm sure, at a future meeting. But for today, the agreement for Mr. Zervis mirrors Mr. Alsop's employment contract and includes the following. The term of the agreement will be 5 years and begin on August 5th, 2023. Compensation shall be at step 10 of the current CAO salary range of 86.4, which equates to a base salary of $9,344 paid biweekly. You will also receive department head automobile allowance and all other benefits afforded management employees, such as Kern Flex, retirement, health, life insurance, vacation, sick leave, and other benefits. Lastly, it includes a severance provision should Mr. Zervis be terminated without cause during the 5-year term of this agreement. The recommended action is for your board to approve the 5-year employment agreement with James Zervis, for the position of Chief Administrative Officer effective August 5th, 2023.
Okay, thank you. Board questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, I'll move to the public. Any public comment on this item before we move for a motion? Okay, thank you.
I'll be happy to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, motion and second. Members cast your vote.
Motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us to item number 27. This is an update on emergency projects to remediate life and safety hazards at Tank Park in Lake Isabella and Riverside Park in Kernville.
Good afternoon, Chairman Flores, members of the board. I've got a few comments, just kind of updating you on the course of the projects, as I believe also Public Works is going to get up and say something about the roads or the areas that they're mitigating. So earlier this year, actually in late March, the county declared an emergency related to the winter storms and flood events in KRV. That declaration gave us the ability to more effectively manage the construction and get to contract quicker. During the flood event, Tank Park and Riverside Park were both damaged, impacted in various ways related to the stream and river channels, as well as the park amenities. While the emergency was still active, we brought back a retired employee to perform the initial estimates and damage assessments. Those initial assessments were relayed to the EOC for inclusion in the overall cost estimates for future reimbursement by FEMA. We clarified those estimates and scope of work also in April. We went back up and did another checkpoint on them. Supervisor Peters allowed us to use some of his park-specific funding to effect the initial damage replacement work at both Tank Park and at Riverside Park. We decided to contract with a local contractor due to the potential of 178 closing. We figured if we got a contractor locally, they wouldn't have to come back and forth as much, and it would expedite the work as well. It did close initially, and there was some impact to the roadway as well. However, we were able to continue with the estimates and the work. The contractor is a small local Kern River Valley contractor, and was not able to staff both projects. So we opted to start at Tank Park. It had the most sort of immediate damage to repair, and then move on to Riverside Park. We've since hired a project management firm, AECom, to manage the project for us. It's a staffing issue for us, and AECom is now managing the construction as well as future estimates for the project. At Tank Park, the scope of work is to rebuild the damaged stream channel, clear debris, and repave the park entrance. The work has begun with the embankment repairs being completed and the paving being completed this week. We expect to move to Riverside Park next week. We're generating, we don't know, it'll probably be 3 weeks or so at Riverside Park to get all of the demo done, all of the safety work done that needs to be done. Keep in mind that at both of these parks, this is not the rebuild, this is just the initial safety stabilization of the embankments as well as the park in general. We are also we've contracted with AECom to more specifically provide us construction estimates for all the rebuild and all the repair that's going to be necessary. We currently estimate those repairs to be at about $7 million for both parks, but we'll have a better idea in the next 3 weeks, really what those estimates are for the repair of the amenities in the park. We have about another 40 days to get the estimates to FEMA for approval, and once they are approved, we will prioritize this project because we have a limited time frame to complete the repairs. So that's sort of an update on the project from General Services. Does anybody have any questions at this point?
Supervisor Peters.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Hill, I just want to say thank you for providing this update. I know that there's a lot of concern up there from citizens, rightfully so, but there's also a lot of damage that has occurred around the county as a result of the flooding that we experienced. And you guys have your hands full. I know people want to see stuff happen right now, but that's unfortunately just not the way it always works. But I know you guys are working diligently on this, but I just wanted to provide you an opportunity to share that with the public as well, so they have a little bit better sense of where we're at and where we're going. So thank you for providing all that and for all your work on this. And I would also like to hear from Director Champlin from Public Works, unless my colleagues have any questions.
Thank you, Supervisor Peters.
Thank you.
Should I read the recommendation after him, or do I even need to read the recommended action?
I think we'll hear from Mr. Champlin.
Okay.
Chairman Flores, members of the board. I'd like to summarize, I think we're talking about Kern River Valley right now, and that is the most significant damage that we received through this winter and springtime. And it happened to be at Sierra Way, and that's the area that we're watching most closely. And in giving you kind of an update of where we're at today, Madam Clerk, were we able to get a video ready to watch? So I have a short video here. You can kind of paints the picture of what we're dealing with at that location currently. So this video was taken within, I believe, the last week. Okay. So as you're looking now, directly across there would be the other side, right where the road continues through that. Our crews and the person taking the video is standing on the roadway looking, I believe, southbound toward 178. This road was at this level before the storm event, and you can see that it's approximately cut 12 feet below the existing roadway surface. And this was primarily due to the rapid snowmelt that occurred beginning in the March event. So I just want to give you a clear picture of what we're dealing with, and I know that this is a outlet for that community, and I know that 155, 178, they're all outlets for that community, and we're very sensitive to that. But as long as those types of volumes of water are running through there, it's very difficult for Public Works to do any kind of fix. If we had the ability, we would be in there fixing it right now. And so we're continuing to monitor the flows there. This area is very unique in the fact that it's a preserve area, and similar to Mr. Hill, we have applied for approximately $40 million worth of California Office of Emergency Services to build a lasting solution, something, and our goal is to build what we call a causeway, which is an elevated bridge across this preserve area. That's our ultimate solution, but we believe that's in the $40 million range. And we've applied for, it's a betterment grant that we're seeking, but hopefully if we can get this implemented, then we don't keep coming back to this every time there's an event like this. But we're currently waiting for an answer on those types of grants. So I'd like to be optimistic and say we're going to get in there and fix it. Optimistically, that recedes in 6 months. Realistically, you're talking that could flow for 2 years. So we'll continue to monitor it, and as soon as chance we have to get in there, we'll do our best to make that drivable.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Director Chamberlain. I understand that. I know you guys are working hard on this, and this is a huge project to tackle, but I also understand how worrying it is for that community, especially with the other roads up there that you mentioned being closed or damaged. So whatever we can do, my office, however we can coordinate with people at the state level, local level, to keep working on this and stay in people's ear about getting that grant funding or expediting whatever we can do. We're all in to try and help because we need help in that community. So I know you guys are working on it, and I appreciate it. But again, I know this is a monumental task to try and overcome. So thank you for sharing that, though.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Peters. This time we'll go to public comment. Okay, seeing none, bring it back to the board. And I'd just like to say thank you to Supervisor Peters and our staff. And this could have been any one of our districts. Happened to impact District 1. District 4 is not impervious to flooding. They've had historical flooding in Lamont. District 3 could have had it down the river by Manor. Fortunately, we were unscathed. So what I'm saying is that our board stands united to support whatever district needs the resources. So in the coming months, we stand with you, Supervisor Peters, and the people of the Kern River Valley. So at this time, we'll entertain a motion.
Thank you, Chairman. If Director Hill, if you wanted to read staff's recommendation.
Yes, sorry. It's recommended that your board receive and file this report and find that there is a need to continue the emergency projects.
Thank you, sir. I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Please cast your vote.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Okay, thank you. This brings us to item number 35, which is under County Administrative Office, Human Resources Division. This is a request to retroactively employ retired county employee Virginia Robinall, waiving the 180-day waiting period to fill critically needed position as a sheriff support technician, step 10. Thank you. Mr. Brown.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the board. The item comes before you today off consent solely because we're required to under the California PEPRA law regarding returning retirees. This position is within the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office has a critical need to fill a vacancy immediately, which they're trying to do on a permanent basis, but staff is going through the background process to hire the replacement. Ms. Rabanal has the experience and qualifications needed for the volunteer services unit within the sheriff's office, and so they're seeking to bring her back prior to the 180-day sit-out period that's required by law. So we're here to make a finding that her services are needed immediately, and we cannot wait those 6 months for her reemployment as a retiree, and to approve her rehire retroactive to July 1st of this year in an amount not to exceed 960 hours or at the conclusion of this fiscal year in June of 2024. And the request is to bring her back in her classification as Sheriff's Support Technician at range 52.2 and step 10. Be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Seeing no questions from the board, any questions from the public? Okay, thank you. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion on staff's recommendation.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Please cast your vote.
The motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Perez.
Okay, thank you. There's no more additional items to consider. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to Monday, July 24th at 6 p.m.
So moved.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.